today. I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that we at Benchmark Mortgage do differently than other lenders out there. And I think in order to separate ourselves, we need to talk a little bit about what other lenders do. And in the world of lending, most loan officers, most mortgage companies are focused on what we call the contract to closing. So they get excited about, hey man, we got a contract, we got a buyer that's ready to buy a house, we got a person that's ready to refinance. Man, everybody is, wheels off from contract to closing. But Benchmark, at Benchmark, and specifically our branch here at Benchmark, we focus on multiple different spots throughout the transaction. And we call it first the contact to contract, that's phase one, and then the contract to closing, and then closing to what we call the client for life process. And so one of the ways we do that is by having a client concierge on our team. And so, it's very important for me to let our audience know that, yes, we love the deals from contract to closing. Those are the ones that pay the bills. Those are the ones that, get us up in the morning, getting things moving, keeping everybody employed. But the reality is the business is built from contact to contract, right? From the moment we first start talking with that client to the moment they go under contract. And then more importantly, from closing to client for life. Yeah. So talk a little bit about why you think it's important that we stay in touch with our clients after closing.
It's always good to stay in touch with your clients because that's your future business. Those are your clients for life. Those are the clients that you want to refer you to their friends, their families, their coworkers, and be your raving fans that are just speaking volumes about what you do, not just through the transaction, but after the transaction's over. Even if their loan was to be sold at some point, later on where they make their payments to someone else. Our service does not stop there. We want to keep our service going with our clients because they're still our clients.
Yeah, so that's interesting because a lot of people would say, hey, once they've gotten the loan, we've closed the loan, we move on. Yeah. So what kinds of things have you seen come up after closing that you've been able to help with and your position has really been instrumental in?
Mm-hmm. A lot of questions, mainly first payments to homestead exemptions, to how do I make extra principal payments to pay down my loan faster? If I want to cash out later on, if I run into something and need some cash to send my kids to college or pay off some more bills down the road after the home appreciates, things like that. Okay. And keep them in touch and in tune with the market a little bit, but always sending it back to the loan originator as well. Just kind of the interim between. So if any referrals come in, obviously it's going back to the same source and also where we got that loan from, whether it's a real estate agent, CPA, financial advisor, always trying to, cross-sell and make sure that referral goes back to them so they're in tune with
So you're really kind of the point of the spear, making sure that all of the parties involved are staying in touch with that client.
Absolutely.
So we know how important it is. Why do you think so few companies actually stay in touch with their clients after the closing?
They just don't have someone in this position, or they're so busy. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the knowledge, desire. I don't know what you call it. Everyone wants the business. But how many people are making those correct steps and thinking the right way to stay in tune with those clients that have already closed? Because usually, like you said, they're closed and they're down the road. You're on to the next one. Hopefully you get a referral from them. But how many times have you called them?
Right.
How much time do you have to call your past clients?
Well, that's a good point. I think so often, in a lot of the trainings I've been at, people talk about, man, I definitely want to stay in touch with my clients. I want to stay in touch with them after. Our business is about 56% of our clients are past client referrals. So that's pretty phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
And a huge part of that is because of what we're doing, staying in touch with them. And when originators or real estate agents or financial planners say, hey, I want to stay in touch with my past client after the closing, because it's not an immediate, put money in the bank decision, it somehow gets put to the back of the end of the list, and it never gets done. Yeah. So by having someone in your position, that's really all you're doing is staying in touch with people. Mm-hmm. So one final question: what kind of comments? We always, Shelly on our team will tell the client, "Hey, Tyler, our client concierge, will be calling up with you. I'm sure a lot of them are wondering if that's really true.
Yeah.
So then you make several calls over the next several months. That first call, what kind of responses are you getting when you make that first call? Are they shocked to hear from you?
They really are. A lot of people are shocked to hear from me, or, who are you? And client concierge, I hear like client concierge when I go to a nice hotel or resort or something like that. So they're a little surprised, but they're very thankful at the same time. And a lot of good feedback. So for this branch, it's been very lucky. So I haven't had to have a lot of bad experiences. And we always ask them any feedback on how we can improve. And I don't get a whole lot of that either. And usually it's less paperwork, the processing tedious, things of that nature. But usually it's
overall
just the
very
normal.
positive.
Yeah, usually it's just the normal mortgage stuff, not anything about our team. It's always been just very, very good. Very excellent feedback.
I love it. Great. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Good.